Autumn in the greenhouse is a special time. Everything's cleaned up, the plants have given all they had, and the soil almost seems tired. You look at the beds, empty, gray, exhausted. It feels like the season is over. But this is actually the most important stage, getting ready for the next season. The soil needs to recover after a whole summer of heat, watering, pests, and diseases. I used to do what many gardeners do, just dig over the soil, sometimes pour chemical treatments, thinking I was disinfecting it. But the soil became heavier, duller, and lost that fresh, earthy smell. Then I started looking for something natural that could help the soil recover without chemicals. That's when I discovered mustard meal. A lot of people have heard of it, but few actually use it. And that's a mistake. This isn't some trendy additive or a miracle. It's a real tool used in organic farming. Simple, safe, and it works biologically. In autumn, when the soil is still warm, it's the perfect time to spread it in your greenhouse. By spring, your soil will thank you, and you'll notice it immediately. Mustard meal comes from pressing oil from mustard seeds. It still contains proteins, organic acids, sulfur compounds, and special substances called glucosinolates. When you mix it into warm, moist soil, a natural reaction starts. These substances break down and release compounds called isothiocyanates, natural agents that gently disinfect the soil. It doesn't kill everything like chemicals do. Instead, it softly suppresses harmful fungi and bacteria while leaving beneficial microbes unharmed. Diseases like fusarium, root rot, and other fungal infections gradually decrease. Pests, nematodes, and soil bugs also reduce in number. The soil cleanses itself and becomes healthier. When the mustard meal starts working, you'll notice a light smell of mustard in the greenhouse. That's a good sign that it's doing its job. After a few days, the smell fades, and by winter, it's fully processed into nutritious humus. In spring, when you open the greenhouse, the soil smells fresh, feels light and airy, and even its color looks alive. The reason autumn is better than spring is that the soil's microbes are still active. They need warmth, moisture, and time. In autumn, there are no plants that could be harmed by fresh decomposition, and you have several months for everything to settle naturally. By spring, the soil is ready for planting, and your crops feel right at home. Here's how I do it. After removing leftover plants and weeds, I lightly loosen the soil and sometimes pour warm water to rinse off any surface debris. Then I take mustard meal, about half a cup per square yard, and spread it evenly over the beds. I lightly mix it in with a hoe and water it. Sometimes I add a bit of EM solution, effective microorganisms, to speed up the process. You can cover the beds with black plastic or a row cover for a few days. Under the cover, it stays warm and moist. Microbes activate, and decomposition happens faster. If you use your greenhouse year-round, you can add mustard meal between crops. Just leave at least 2 weeks before planting. Don't put it directly in seedling holes. As it decomposes, it releases some ammonia, which could harm young roots. Sometimes I plant cover crops like clover, mustard, or rye after harvest. When they grow, I cut them and sprinkle mustard meal over the green mass. I lightly cover it with soil and water it. This combo works great. The cover crops provide organic matter, and the mustard meal gives protection and nutrients. By spring, the soil is soft and fluffy. You don't need to use mustard meal often. Once a year is enough. If the soil is really tired, you can repeat in spring with half the amount. More isn't better. Too much can cause mold or high alkalinity. It's better to use a moderate amount regularly. Some people say mustard meal didn't work for them. Usually that's because of mistakes. Maybe they pile it in clumps that causes overheating and mold. Or they mix it with lime or ash, which neutralizes its effect. Maybe the soil is too wet or compacted and there's no air. Or they expect instant results, like with chemicals. Mustard meal works slowly but steadily. About a week after adding it, I sometimes enhance the process with a bit of EM solution. That boosts microbial activity, and the soil becomes even softer and healthier. Some think mustard meal is just a fertilizer. It's not quite that. Sure, it contains nitrogen, potassium, and sulfur in a gentle form which plants can later use. But its main job is healing the soil, not just feeding it. It's like giving the earth vitamins, gentle nutrition and cleansing at the same time. By spring, when planting starts, you can see the difference immediately. Plants take off quickly, roots are strong, leaves are bright, fewer diseases appear, and even with temperature swings, the soil doesn't become compacted or acidic. Tomatoes and peppers especially thrive. After using mustard meal in autumn, they stay healthier, and harvests are more even and flavorful. You shouldn't rely on mustard meal alone. It's not magic. It works best as part of a system, with compost, crop rotation, and cover crops. Then you get the full effect. Over a few years, if you use mustard meal regularly, the soil structure improves. It becomes light, airy, and doesn't compact. Water retention gets better, so watering is easier. In spring, beds warm up faster and plants start growing earlier. And the best part, pest problems decrease naturally. When you realize soil isn't just dirt, but a living organism, you start treating it differently. It doesn't need harsh chemicals or over-treatments. It needs care and restoration. Mustard meal is like giving your soil vitamins, gentle, effective, and completely natural. After applying it in autumn, I always feel satisfied. By spring, when I touch the soil, it's light, fragrant, and alive. You know you did it right. The soil responds with health, and the plants reward you with a great harvest. So don't be afraid to try natural methods. Add mustard meal to your greenhouse in autumn, and you'll see how your soil comes alive. Your garden will be healthier, more productive, and taking care of it will feel easier and more enjoyable. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more gardening tips. Leave a comment if you've tried mustard meal and share your results. It's always great to hear how it worked for others.